The Cleveland Browns will win this weekend.
We're back on the doorstep of destiny.
No upsets. I got the Steelers over your Ravens. I know I just disappointed the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go with this game. There's a game that we were all excited about, happened on Monday night, and the Vikings were in it. There's another game coming up. They got to play the Atlanta Falcons, and I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
At US Bank, hear me out. Last year, go back to last year. Last year, they played late in the season. Kirk Cousins was making his return. He ended up playing terrible, had the 2 interceptions. Conversely, Sam Darnold went bonkers, threw for 5 touchdowns, almost 350 yards, and it was the straight touchdown light show for the Minnesota Vikings. This year, week 1 was drastically different for both. They both had very emotional wins and losses.
Yep.
Atlanta Falcons losing in a fashion where Michael Penix Jr. did his job to finish the game. They just had to go up against Baker, and he finished for his team to win.
And then they missed the field goal.
And they missed the field goal by the Minnesota Vikings. JJ, I love you, man. He had a tremendous ending to that game. A lot of highs. I think this week, playing at home, trying to recapture and recreate that feeling that we saw them end with is going to be challenging, and you're going to be riding on that a little bit. I don't know if they can recapture that, and I think that the Atlanta Falcons, because of what they did experience last week against Baker and that Bucs team, they will overcome it and they will get the win.
Greg, I love that pick. I love that pick. And by the way, can I just tell Greg? This game was Minnesota by 4.5. It's down to 3.5 because so much money's coming in on the Falcons. People like your side of it, Greg.
All right, I'm going big game hunting. The Cleveland Browns will win this weekend.
Wow. This guy can't stand
You
Micah.
are going big game hunting. My
Okay,
goodness.
so
What do you have against Jalen?
So let's look at this. Green Bay's already talking about how they're going to go undefeated. So you've got that problem. They've got 2 big emotional division wins. Okay, huge wins for them. Now they're going to play an AFC team. They're going to play some dog. It's a 1 o'clock game. So there's that human element to it where they think they can just mail this one in after the 2 big victories. And you're saying, okay, well, Cleveland got blown out by Baltimore. When you look at that game, they played really well defensively, which doesn't seem to make any sense. But it was a fumble return for a touchdown. It was a block punt to the 5-yard line. It was an interception that set up another touchdown. It was going for it on 4th down that set up another touchdown. It was play after play that put the defense in a bind. But this is a really good defensive team. And they've got a guy that might rival Micah. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's pretty good too.
How's he against the run, Coach? I don't know. I'll be honest. I can't judge Myles Garrett unless I can see his run-stop win rate.
Myles is a little bit more effective against the run than Micah is. So I think this is one of those prime games where Green Bay is riding so high, and you go into a situation like you're playing a team similar to Cleveland, and the human emotion side of it is we can exhale and we can kind of mail this in, where Cleveland's defense can create a ton of problems, and they're underrated at this point because of how lopsided that score looked last week.
Coach, with you being so excited for this game, and what a great bar, undefeated. Jay, no, you didn't.
Thank you.
If you'll be back in Cleveland in time, I'll use that cash prize you owed to buy you great tickets for this game if you'd like to go watch it.
I'm good. I'll probably watch it.
Okay, watch it from home. Okay, all right. So, Coach, that would be an 11.5-pointer.
I know, that's right.
That'd put you guys at 18 points of the year. Big one.
Quickly, doorstep of destiny game. I've been preaching it. What? Another doorstep of destiny? Oh, yeah, sorry. Punxsutawney Phil Football is here to say we're back on the doorstep of destiny. Patriots over Bills, probably straight up, but at least close. You're like, Josh Allen versus Drake. Well, let's look at the graphics here. How are they doing this year? Well, basically a wash. Let's be honest with you.
No, that is basically a wash.
Basically a wash.
Basically a wash.
Basically a wash? We're ready to say basically a wash? So what's it going to come down to? Probably defense, right? So who's got the better defense? Well, it's the Patriots. The Patriots have played a little bit of tougher opponents, too. So
You're like
besides
saying
the
they're a
Ravens.
better team. That's
Well,
what
we're
it
about to
sounds
find
like.
out
Just
Sunday
say
night.
they
And
gonna get
finally,
lucky and win.
a quick one. Vibes alert. Oh, Broncos doing something different. They're doing these cold front jerseys.
The Bills, not the Broncos.
Sorry, the Bills. Cold front jerseys. They've got everybody in white T-shirts. They're doing a big whiteout Penn State version. Well, how did that go last time we saw
Penn
it?
State, yeah.
Oregon, big upset. Goes on the road. Nobody believes in them, even though they were like.
In
ranked
fairness,
pretty good.
Oregon might be better than the Patriots.
What? I'm a Dan Lanning guy.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, Carolina over Green Bay.
Wow, they're going back to Carolina.
Carolina with Bryce is
Coach.
different. I like this.
Really?
Hold on
That
a second.
really?
I
Hold
like
on
this.
a second. Hold on a second. So Bryce is back, and I know it's the same old. It's the same old Carolina Panthers. Well, he had him with a 3-game win streak. When's that happened last? 7 years ago with Cam and Rivera. Ron Rivera. So that's been 7 years since they had a 3-game winning streak. So there's that. Well, what about Green Bay? They've got Micah Parsons. I don't know if you guys knew
yeah.
that. He's the greatest player who's ever played in the whole history of the NFL. He can single-handedly win games. He catches passes. He sells tickets. He does everything. They've got him. That means they're unbeatable, except if they play the Cleveland Browns, right? They were going to go to undefeated. They lose to them. Well, what about the next week? They're going to play the Dallas Cowboys. It's a revenge game. They're definitely they tied them too. So maybe they look past opponents. Let's see. Let's do it. Maybe can we take a look at the here's their record when they're 6-point favorites. They're 4-5-1.
They've lost 4 games outright as 6-point favorites.
6-point
in the last
favorites.
10.
Their last 10.
Here's them against the spread, 2-8. So now, who do they have next week? They couldn't possibly be looking past Carolina. They've got Philly. Maybe they're looking past Carolina. Carolina comes to town. Bryce Young's firing on all cylinders. Packers decide maybe we don't have to play that hard, and then it's all over. But
This would be a
and we collect
15
points.
and a half
You don't
pointer.
hate it?
I don't hate it.
Greg had the same logic. For
Except it was
Buffalo,
Dalton.
they got the Chiefs next
Oh,
week.
yeah, that is-
They're looking ahead.
Yeah.
Coach,
Well,
you get an
Hold
A
on,
for
hold on a
guts.
second. Has Buffalo had the same track record that Green Bay's had?
No, that's true.
You get an A for guts. All right, I respect you swinging for the fences. No chance of that happening.
The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles are underdogs coming off of a bye in Green Bay that just lost to the Panthers. Doesn't that seem super obvious to everybody? It was so obvious I had to get in the Google Doc early to stake my claim. How's Jalen Hurts do as an underdog? Surprise, surprise. And this is a little bit, Jalen Hurts is such a winning quarterback. We've gotten to the Mahomes category where it's like, how does he do on a waxing, gibbous moon? It's like, guess what? Excellent. 5-2 as an underdog. He's always good. How about the last calendar year? Felt like we maybe wrote Jalen Hurts off a little bit too early. 20-2. Remember, we always take out that Commanders game where he got hurt in the first quarter. Deep passes, how's that? How's his arm look throwing the ball deep now that A.J. Brown's back? Oh, surprise, surprise. In everything. Saquon's coming off his best game against the Giants and a bye, so he'll be extra fresh. Jalen's coming off of a perfect game against the Vikings, and then he just had a nice little game against the Giants. I feel the only reason I wasn't going to pick this game is it felt a little too obvious.
Oh, trap
a little
game?
bit. Micah Parsons has, I think, 3.5 sacks, maybe 1 forced fumble against Jalen in 3 or 4 games. But he was quiet last week.
Yeah,
he was
that
shut
means,
out.
That
but
means he's going to be loud this week.
maybe not.
Be a good 5.5 pointer.
I would only want the one.
Okay, well, that's not how it works.
I'm going to blow you guys out of the water this week
Whoa.
because it's going to be the Carolina Panthers upsetting the LA Rams.
Ooh,
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Here's why. So the Rams cruised to victory Sunday night. They beat up a team that was supposed to be really competitive. Then they all go home and they watch the game Monday night and they watch Carolina like, oh my God, these guys can't play dead, right? They had all those turnovers. They couldn't do anything with it. So now we fast forward. They're flying across the country. They're going to play Carolina. It's a virtual bye week. They've won 6 in a row. The game starts at 10 o'clock a.m. if you're a West Coast team. So by the time they wake up and realize, oh, these guys came to play, it's going to be late in the fourth quarter. And know what they're not going to do? They're not going to have Rico Dowdle only carry the ball, what was it, 6 times last game? He tweeted out he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah.
Little confused face. I'm confused too because his record, when he carries 10 or more, they're 6-1. When he carries 10 or less, They're 0-5. So give them the ball a bunch of times. Let's see whether or not,
I like this a lot.
let's see whether or not the Rams actually wake up, or whether they, and this is what always happened. I've been part of these games where I would have bet my house that we were going to beat some team because they were so banged up and they were playing so poorly, and then suddenly we end up going, how did they beat us? How did we lose that game?
A quick episode of Pucks Tonight Phil of football, and I've been hot covering.
We know who you're taking. You're taking the Cowboys. We can just.
I do think the Cowboys are going to win, but I am taking one of my newfound teams. Houston, your problem. Trademark. In a good way. Bad news for the Colts. I got Texans straight up beating the Colts. I think they're just super hot. We just saw the Colts have an issue with the Chiefs defense. Well, the Texans defense is better in every category. Now, they're also 5th best against the run, so they're going to take Jonathan Taylor out of the game and put the ball into Daniel Jones' hand, make him try to solve the problems. Let's see how the quarterbacks have done in the last 3 games. Well, Trevor didn't do well. Cam Ward actually did okay, and Josh Allen got sacked. I think it was a career-high time. And then finally, the Colts, a little bit of a swoon, and Coach mentioned it in tears. 7-1 in November, 1-2. You mentioned that?
Coach was advocating for them.
Gotcha. Oh, sorry, the opposite.
Yeah,
I actually totally disagree.
I can't believe you're not going with the Cowboys. All day long, you're talking about the Cowboys. But it's 0 points, but your confidence is clearly more on the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys
but we have to go to Nick's picks.
Time now for
we don't
Nick's
have time.
All right, I'm going to the Steel City, who will be playing obviously in Baltimore. I got the Steelers over your Ravens. And you know what, I'm going to pull a Brew line.
Somebody else's Ravens, too.
Brew, you're not going to like this. But I got the Steelers over the Ravens. That's how you would frame it if it was the Colts. And here's why.
Didn't you pick the Ravens to make the Super Bowl?
No, absolutely not.
I'm thinking Coach.
A lot of the talk obviously started in the stadium against the Buffalo Bills. Fire Tomlin. It's just everywhere. This buzz of Fire Tomlin. Then you get the former quarterback Ben Roethlisberger putting in his 2 cents. Cam Hayward responds saying, I only care about the guys in this locker room. When you start hearing talk like that, you understand it's only about us. And somebody has to step up to the plate and say, you know what? We can't just let Coach be the only one to take the heat for it, because he agreed. He said, I share the fans' frustration.
Jonnu Smith deserves it.
Absolutely. And so when you start hearing things like that, you rally behind the coach. You want to play. You're playing the Ravens, a team that you feel really good. If you turn on the tape, you want to feel good about yourself. Oof. The Ravens, this team in purple, yeah, we dominate them. We don't care who they are. And number 8 in purple doesn't look like what we've come accustomed to seeing. Oh, we got this. The defense has been struggling, but the one thing that they do, they take the ball away. When you look at this defense, they are alarming when it comes to takeaways. 22 takeaways, second in the NFL. They can get after the quarterback. They're obviously going to force fumbles. They blitz great. Lamar, your guy, has played in 9 games. He's been sacked 27 times.
You mean against the Steelers?
No, just this year. He's been sacked 27 times. And when he plays against the Steelers, he struggled. Stop the run. Stop the run. You think they're going to have that on their agenda? Absolutely, because of what happened last week. Yeah. They already got the Mike Tomlin plan, which is the Lamar Jackson plan. Single high, 5 down linemen, get after him, clog the lanes. Guess what? He's not going to run, so we're going to put pressure on him to throw in the windows. He hasn't been accurate. And number 3, do what you do best. Take the ball away. Steelers, upset. The Ravens.
I like that a lot, bro.
That was cute.
That was more than cute.
You up there getting excited about Mike Tomlin's quote. He obviously didn't see the Marlon Humphrey quote. That was a quote. All right, that was a quote. I'll just leave it at that. I feel fully confident. You keep going back to.
You don't.
No, I do. You keep going back to this Lamar struggles against the Steelers. Did he struggle in the playoffs against the Steelers?
Derrick Henry
Did he struggle at the end of the season in that second regular season game against the Steelers? They can do both. They'll be fine.
The fact that you rebuttal me right now, you're going back and forth, you're nervous.
He's on tape.
Even if they lose, they're not out of it.
Oh, see.
Even more. It's over. No. We can't even focus on upset alert. They play them again in a few weeks.
Go with your upset alert.
Even if they lose. Oh my goodness.
My upset alert, I hate to do this for a few reasons.
Okay, let's hear it.
One, I hate to do the. Every time I pick against this team, I get burned. Number two, I hate to do it to my beloved co-host.
No.
But I am going, Nick.
No.
With the Texans.
It's a good pick.
Plus 3.5 over the Chiefs. Y'all like it.
It's a good pick.
mean,
I'm surprised neither one of y'all went with it. I just think, Nick, and I am concerned about the Texans' ability to score. I mean, because the Chiefs, it is a legitimately good defense. It has not been as great as in the past, but it still is not just getting run over by people. So that concerns me. I'm going to say I think C.J. Stroud, he wasn't bad last week. He wasn't great. He threw for a lot of yards, but 1 interception, no touchdowns. But that was his first game back from the injury. I think he will play better. And I think that defense is just I think they're going to have Patrick running for his life. With that depleted offensive line, and that's when we've seen Patrick look most vulnerable, not surprisingly, is when he's under a lot of duress. And I think they're going to put that pressure on him. And they can guard in the defensive backfield. So it's not like they just rush you, but they can't cover. So I think that, and look, and I know it's desperation time for the Chiefs too. But if you're the Texans, I bet you can vouch. When have you ever seen the Chiefs? Nobody's ever seen the Chiefs this vulnerable. Nobody in the NFL has seen the Chiefs under Mahomes this vulnerable. And so you have got to be like, man, this is the time. They've been beating up on us and everybody else for years. This is the time to end them. So I think the Texans going to pull it out.
I don't like that one bit. I don't like it. I mean, it's not because I love it.
You
It's
don't
because
love
I
it.
really
Not
don't.
because
I
you love it.
really don't like it.
A lot of divisions on the line at this point in the season, and sometimes, you gotta, when you're picking these upset alerts, you just gotta go off vibes.
Oh, I love this.
Just gotta go off
I
vibes.
love this.
I'm going Panthers over Bucks.
Ooh.
Look, there's a lot of breakups that have already happened, so don't look like that. You've already given up on this team. Maybe they're giving up on. Maybe they're giving up on themselves, but
he's starting, isn't he?
he is. The Panthers, they're one of those teams that you just kind of can't figure out.
Right.
True.
You don't know who they are, when they're going to have a great outing. Is Bryce Young going to be good? Are they going to dominate you in the running game? The one thing I figured out about this team, they play good at home.
Yes.
They're a really good outfit at home, and that's where they're going to be playing the Bucks, a team that had a terrible loss, suffered a similar type loss Thursday night. Obviously, we saw what happened to the Panthers. They coming off a tough loss, but 4-1 at home against the spread. I know you love this, Nick.
Yeah,
they're 4-1 at home against the spread. The points are up, and little note, Bryce didn't play a Week 8 loss against Buffalo, but the vibes, wilds.
But they lost. I thought the Vikings.
They lost. I know they lost.
And I was rooting
but
for
sometimes when you lose, you have to bring up the spirits. And you know how they're bringing up the spirits? All black everything, black helmet, black uniform, black socks, black shoes, everything. When they go all black, 2-0 in their division.
Wow.
The only loss,
like
they're
different
2-1
uniform.
over all time. The only loss is to your Chiefs last year.
That was a
and
close
they
game.
fought tooth and
Yeah, that
nail.
was a close
So I like the Panthers against the Bucks to take the division lead. Let Bryce
Can I ask you a question, Greg? And I don't know if we've run the numbers on this. I am a uniform conspiracy theorist.
Okay.
That, like, it started with the Red Sox. The Red Sox started to wear their alternate uniforms, started to win a ton of games, and it's like, oh, shouldn't those just be our uniforms? So, are you buying that? Or
I'm buying that.
What do you
yeah.
mean? Are you buying it? It was a whole part of his
Absolutely.
point.
I know, but I can't tell if it was a little.
Which is scary, actually.
No, it's fine.
the Bucs
based it on.
I liked it a lot.
No, I
told you I couldn't really figure this team out, so I had to search for
you're right. I hope you're right.
Only because you want to stick it to me. You don't care about the Panthers at all.
You have dumped
He's like, I hope you're right. He just wants to stick it to me.
You dumped the Buccaneers like
the
Trevor.
heart wants what the heart wants. Go ahead.
All right. This one, look, when I made the pick, it doesn't matter. I'm way behind. I'm not catching anybody.
You give up.
But when I made the pick, it was like 2.5 points. Now it's 1.5. So it looks
You get it at 2.5.
looks a tad bit cowardly. But hey,
It's fine, bro.
Chargers over the Cowboys. The Cowboys, first of all, they're not that good. We thought they were good because they beat the Chiefs and the Eagles, but they're not that good. And the Chargers, the Cowboys, I think, Nick, you talked about the emotional letdown of the Chiefs. I think there's going to be that for the Cowboys because they're done, but they have 0.5% chance of making it.
Can I add something to you, bro?
Yeah.
Eagles play Saturday night. If the Eagles win Saturday, then the Cowboys
They're
Saturday night
eliminated.
officially.
That's
They're
a good.
eliminated.
I hadn't even thought about
that's
that, which I fully expect the Eagles to win.
Right. If the
And
Eagles
in the
lose,
Cowboys.
I don't like this pick. Because then the Cowboys
if
feel
they
alive.
lose, then it's
yeah.
But I expect the Eagles to win. Cowboys will be deflated. And the Chargers have a lot to play for. They're not yet. We think they're going to make the playoffs, but they're not mathematically in automatically. They got a lot to play for. And so I actually think the Chargers are a very good team. So I think they're going to want, here's the games they have remaining too, Houston and Denver.
Yep.
So those could easily be 2 losses.
Yes.
They can't afford to lose to the Cowboys. So I think the Chargers go and win this game.
They're not yet in, but they also still are alive to win the division because they play Denver. So they do.
Yeah,
Chargers,
that's true.
Chargers do. They already
Denver
beat
has a
Denver
tough
once
game
this year.
week, Jacksonville.
Yeah, and so they have a lot to play for.
It's time for the Pucks tonight, Phil, the football, to make his upset alert. I'm not
You're
gonna.
not saying it with confidence.
No, I'm confident. I was debating whether to continue on pretending to eat my paper like a corn on the cob,
Well, like a groundhog.
like a groundhog would eat it.
Yeah.
And I've decided to do it. So stupid. I'm going Steelers over the Lions. Greg partially convinced me yesterday.
Really?
Here's the thing about.
I'm shocked by
Here's
this.
the thing about talking trash. Okay.
What is this? What's the bar, bro?
Steelers beat the Lions in a football game.
A game of football.
Yeah, that's what I like.
What?
Because you ever been on that Genius site? You have to put, Kendrick Lamar lyrics. You're like, oh, that's what that means. That's what our bars have become. I'm watching the show. I have no idea what anyone's talking about.
What?
I've got no clue. Aaron Rodgers, Goff, Campbell. What? What are you talking about?
This is a shot at Dustin.
No one knows what we're talking about. Steelers beat the Lions. Straight up, okay? Talking trash. Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, I may have played bad, but these guys aren't showing up to the meetings on time.
Yeah.
And guess what? Since then, we're like, Aaron Rodgers, you shouldn't do that. That's mean-spirited. He's like, oh, yeah? I'll tell you what's mean-spirited. Me completing 75% of my passes, 254 yards, 4 touchdowns, no turnovers, got a passer rating at 116. Greg Jennings like, holy cow, is that the old Aaron Rodgers back there in a Packers uniform? It is. Going up against the Detroit defense used to be the hallmark. Oh, my goodness gracious. They're so tough. Uh-oh. They're giving up 60 more yards than the Cowboys? Worst 4-game stretch by any team in the last 2 years. Passing yards allowed since week 12. That's not good at all. Here's the other thing. So they've been giving up a lot of yards, obviously, a lot of points. The Lions' record when scoring 30 or fewer points, 30 is a lot of points. 13-5 in the olden days, 1-5 this year. So look, I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna, maybe he doesn't score 30, but I think he's gonna feel good about going back into Detroit where he is 18-8 all time. Gets the win, straight up.
The Lions are 1-5 when they score 30 or less?
30 or less, yes.
So all their wins but one, they've had to score more than 30?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that. Why did they call it Punxsutawney? Okay, now I feel like absurd. He lives in a log, he's saying? No, it's just a coincidence. We actually. Can I have another beer, please? Delayed. Texans straight up over the Chargers. This is a simple one. No, you don't think so?
No, I'll let you finish.
I thought it was. I thought it was an easy.
That's why it's only a point and a half.
For a few reasons. One, I've seen these teams play before in the wild card, and guess what? Justin Herbert didn't do well at all. He had 4 interceptions and a passer rating south of 41. Okay, well, certainly things have gotten better, right? That offensive line is all shorn up, and Justin Herbert is nice and cozy in his bed. Well, you know, it's kind of like I was trying to make a night before Christmas joke. And it turns out not so much. Joe Alt, although he is a Pro Bowler since he played 6 games, is not there to protect Justin Herbert, and it's been pretty bad. He's gotten sacked 49 times. He's been hit 121 times. He's been pressured 252 times, which is 37 more than anyone else and the most in the NFL. Now you're going up against a defense that I saw haunt Josh Allen and give him one of the worst games of all time. He had a decent offensive line. So the Chargers offense is middle of the pack, and Justin Herbert does what he can. And the Texans defense is absolutely excellent. Oh, but Wilds, didn't you see Justin Herbert against the Cowboys? I did. J.J. McCarthy also lit up the Cowboys. Lots of people light up the Cowboys. It's not a big deal. Didn't you see him beat the Eagles? Yeah, he had a horrible game against the Eagles, completed 46% of his passes. I think an amazing defense against a patchwork offensive line, and Justin Herbert, who's playing great. That being said, Texans straight up over Justin Herbert. That's a good one.
Here's why I gave that look. How is your pick not the Eagles?
I would love to parlay a few picks if you'd let me.
No, but you can't say it's, well, I wouldn't get as many points. They're also 1.5 point dogs.
Honestly, the only reason, well, two reasons. One, we just talked about the Eagles.
Yeah.
And I felt the same about both.
Oh, okay.
2, although I don't live by the comments, people have told me you pick against the Bills every week. Every week. I just keep picking against the Bills.
All right, fair enough.
2 of my hometowns going at it. I have to pick one. Browns over the Bengals. That's 7.5 points, I believe. Yes, 7.5.
10.5 because you get the 3-point bonus.
Ooh-wee. I'll be right on your tail, Wild.
Not necessarily, I don't think.
Look, obviously Cincinnati has a weak defense. Yeah. I think Shador is going to cook. I think he's going to give Cleveland.
Because he's one of these he's going to hit. He's like,
Did he not? Who was that he hit against? Was that Tennessee?
Well, they lost to the Titans. But
huge game against Tennessee.
Yeah.
He is going to give the Browns something to think about this offseason.
Okay.
Because he's going to go out with a bang. I also think the Browns are more hyped about this last game than the Bengals are. Because one, they are coming off a big win over the Steelers. They maybe ruined the Steelers season.
Yeah.
2, they got the Myles Garrett sack record that they're all gung-ho about. They want to get it for him. All right. And conversely, I think the Bengals are just like, let's just get it over with. It's been it's been a disappointing year.
Well, they were great last week. The Bengals were.
That wasn't the last. That wasn't the last game.
Joe Burrow's just in mid-season form, though.
Yeah,
He played a handful of games.
I just think they're going to be like, let's just get this thing over with. And Burrow struggles against the Browns. Y'all talking about Lamar against the Steelers? He's 4-5 against the Browns, and Browns we know haven't been good throughout that stretch or every year.
Yeah.
So I see an upset coming in the Ohio
Myles Garrett
State
goes and gets him.
Yes, Myles gets it. In fact, Myles breaks even the unofficial record, which is 23 sacks from Al Bubba Baker, 1978 rookie year.
Remember Al Bubba Baker?
I do. I remember rooting for just that whole season.
Wow.
He was a rookie. He took the league by storm.
I was like, I can remember that. He was shocked.
Oh, that
we
shocked. Y'all weren't even born. I haven't pulled this one out of my back pocket in years, but it's appropriate. It's going to happen. No upsets. No upsets.
You're going no upsets.
No upsets. Patriots win, Seahawks win. Coach, I just think those first two games, and Nick, I get it that LA was in control or leading the games, but the fact that Seattle could lose the turnover battle 7-1.
I like that.
4-1 in the first game and only lose by 2 points. 3-0 in the second game and actually win. I think they're the better overall team putting it together. I definitely think their defense is better. The Rams defense has not impressed me recently. And Stafford hasn't been bad in the playoffs, but he hasn't been what he was in the regular season against two lesser defenses. So I see Seattle winning this game, and I think Darnold will be clean enough. 1 turnover probably. As far as Patriots, I just think it's a lot to ask of Jarrett Stidham. Has not thrown a pass in an NFL game in 2 years. It's a lot to ask to put somebody on this stage with that situation. And so I got no upset.
No upset.
And how many points that were?
You think first play of the game, they come out with like hard sell play action, take a shot down the field with them?
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Get the, you know.
Walk them off.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's just one thing after sitting next to Coach for better part of a decade now. I hope Coach does this forever, but there's plenty of teams that could use Coach's brain being involved in their organization. Mm-hmm. If Coach ever goes back to another team, the first game that he's involved in, you better be damn sure they are running hard sell play action. Nobody loves hard sell play action to start a game more than Coach Eric Mangini. I just
Christian
love
Gonzalez.
it.
Like, oh, the game is over.
It's going to be deep over 40 yards down the field.
Time now for the Puxatani Phil to make one of his last upset alert picks of the year. Why do they call me Puxatani Phil of football? It's because I live in a log and I'm covered with fur. This is a real test of one of my favorite sayings: defense wins championships.
Oh.
Much like Chris Broussard, who I've learned a lot from, I too am saying no upsets. Zero upsets. Wow. Defense carries the day. Wow. Dusty, can we show my defense wins championships and the conference championship graphic? Patriots and Seahawks combined production this postseason. There have been 36 drives. There has been 1 touchdown, 6 takeaways, and the passer
That's
rating.
9, actually. 9 takeaways.
OKW needs his glass. An opponent's passer rating looks to be 48.5.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Brock Purdy, Justin Herbert, and C.J. Stroud. The defense is phenomenal. The Patriots defense will start to get some respect eventually. Someone's going to come around like, it was really good, the Patriots defense. But it's hard to prove against Justin Herbert in the offensive line and C.J. Stroud, who just keeps turning the ball over, and without Nico Collins, and now we have playing a backup quarterback. That being said, no upsets.
Now who should be upset?
Who?
Brew.
What?
I can't
You're
win
done.
now.
You're done.
He's not done.
He did.
He
the
can't
Super
win.
Bowl counts?
The Super
Because
Bowl,
if they win,
I understand, Coach,
then
but
he
the
wins.
Super Bowl does count. Here's the problem
okay.
for KW. Well, if the Patriots win, they'll be underdogs in the Super Bowl, so
Yes.
he's going to go with them. So, yeah, you're screwed, Bruce. Sorry.
Yeah, you're out.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.